Hello YouTube and welcome to another Juniper tutorial. So in this video I'm going to show you how to configure LLDP on Juniper devices. So are you ready? Let's get started. So first thing first, what is LLDP? So actually LLDP stands for Link Layer Discovery Protocol, okay? And it's in industry standards, okay? So it exists on Cisco devices, for example, or HP Aruba devices also, and of course here we're gonna see it on the Juniper devices, okay? So this protocol allow actually network devices to advertise capabilities, identity and other information onto the LAN. Okay, so LLDP allows network devices that operate at lower layers of a protocol stack, like for example layer 2 bridges or switches, to learn some of the capabilities and characteristics of LAN devices available to a higher layer protocol, such as IP addresses. Okay, so of course there are a lot of information that we can actually see using this LLDP protocol, and we will see that in our topology here. Okay, so for example here I have two actually Juniper switches. They are actually data center switches, QFX. So here I have QFX01 and QFX02, and as you may know, each actually Juniper switch consists of a routing engine and packet forwarding engine, and they are linked together using this EM1 interface. Okay, so this is the basic actually logical topology that exists here. I'm using GNS3, but it's the same that exists if you are using some simulation software like EVE-NG, for example. There are always two logical devices which consist of one global logical Juniper device. So here we have routing engine and the packet forwarding engine, and they are always linked together using this internal interface called EM1. Okay, so here I'm connected to these devices using my console. So here I'm on QFX01. Okay, so first of all, if I do show LLDP, you will see that by default here LLDP is disabled. Okay, and we have here some information that we will actually see what they means. So as I told you, some of the information that can be gathered by LLDP is the system name, the description, the port name, the description, also the VLAN name and identifier, the IP network management addresses, and so on. Okay, so by default, as I told you, LLDP is disabled on Juniper devices. So we're gonna actually enable it. So in order to enable it, so here I'm on the operational mode of my switch here. So let's actually enter the configuration mode. So there are two commands. You can either type edit or configure. So let's go with edit. So now as you can see, we are entering the configuration mode. And in order to configure actually LLDP, we have to edit the LLDP protocol, or actually edit protocol LLDP. Okay, and LLDP, you must know it's enabled per interface, so we can enable it on a specific interface. Here for example, we can enable it just on this interface XE001, or we can enable it on all interfaces. So let's enable it for all interfaces using the command set interface, and here if I do question mark, so you can see all the interfaces that can LLDP activated on. Okay, and of course we can activate it on all interfaces using the all keywords. So let's enable it on all interfaces. So I will just type all. Et voila, now LLDP is enabled. So now if I run show protocol LLDP, or just show LLDP actually, you can see it's still enabled. That's normal because we didn't commit our changes. So let's commit them. Here we go. So now let's run show LLDP. So now the protocol is enabled, and the advertisement actually interval is 30 seconds, as you can see here. Okay, so the default is 30 seconds, but the allowable range is from 5 to 32,000 something. Okay, and here we have also the transmit delay, the hold timer, the notification interval, the config trap, and etc. Okay, so now that LLDP is enabled on our first switch, let's go and configure it on the second switch so we can see the kind of information that we can get using this LLDP protocol. Okay, so this time I'll use configure or just config. Here we go. So another method to enable it is to use just set LLDP or set protocol LLDP. Then we can just enter here interface and all. Okay, so this is another method, and let's commit our changes. Here we go, and we will run now our show LLDP in order to see if it is enabled or not. So run show LLDP. So now, as you can see, LLDP is enabled on this actually QFX router. So let's return back to our first switch, Juniper switch, and in order to get information on both the local LLDP status and the neighbors, we can just use the command run show LLDP, and if we do here question mark, we get here, we have here local information, show LLDP information of the local devices. So let's just enter this command here, and here we go, we get a bunch now of information. We have the chassis or the chassis ID, which is actually the MAC address of the device. We have the system name, so here I'm on the QFX01. We have also the description of our system, so this is Juniper network QFX 10,000, okay, Ethernet switch. And we have also the version of the Jonas system, which is here 19.4.R1, okay. And we have the capabilities of our switch here, so this is actually a bridge router, okay. And now we get here actually the status of our interfaces, okay. So this is some valuable information about our local LLDP information, okay. We can also issue another command, run show LLDP detail, to get some details information, okay. So we have here the advertisement interval, the transmit delay, and so on, okay. But if we want to get information about our neighbors, okay, so here you can see I am on this first switch and my neighbors is the second switch. So if I want to get some information about my neighbors, so the command is straightforward, run show LLDP. As you can see, we type the keyword neighbors. Okay, so here we have our local interface, which is, as you can see on the topology, 001, and of course the chassis ID is this MAC address here, and here we have the other port of our neighbor, which is 002. Okay, and of course the system name is QFX02, as you can see here. We can also get another information if you want. For example, you can also get, for example, here statistics, show LLDP statistics if you want. So we get here a bunch of statistics about the packet that is transmitted per interface. Okay, so as you can see here, you can see how useful it is to use this LLDP protocol in order to get information about our neighbor devices. And even if you have, for example, here Cisco or HP Aruba device, you can also get some information about it. Of course, the LLDP protocol must be enabled on the neighboring devices. Okay, so that was just a brief video to show you how to configure LLDP protocol on Juniper devices. As always, I hope it has been informative for you, and I want to thank you for viewing. Bye bye.